Hello, Professor. My name is Lidia Foote, and today I'll be telling you about how online dating is just as good or better than traditional dating. As an online dating matchmaker, I get a lot of questions about my job. Like, does it actually work? Aren't your clients all desperate weirdos? And I know this position sounds made up, and it sounds like it's made up job for desperate people who don't have any hope left in their love lives. And at first, that's what I thought too. But it turns out there's a lot more than meets the eye when it comes to being a matchmaker. It's not only for people who have flings. Online dating has evolved so much in the past 20 years, and it's common for people to find a variety of relationships online. We cater to people who want long term love, polyamorous relationships, as well as age gaps and casual dating. Even Tinder, the app most notorious for its hookup culture, is now a place where people can meet the one. As a The part of my job that really interests me is dispelling online dating rumors and falsehoods that a lot of people still believe. I'll be going over a few topics with you today. I will prove to you that online dating works. You will unlearn the myths that online dating is unromantic, superficial, and only for desperate and lonely people. And you'll learn that it is safe, despite what you may have heard. By the end of the presentation, I will have convinced you that online dating isn't weird or creepy or a scam, and maybe you too can get closer to finding your person. Online dating, the stats. There are a lot of different demographics looking for love. And that surprised me when I first heard because I figured, as a millennial, it was only for people who are savvy with apps and smartphones. However, when online dating first started to get popular, we had Christian Mingle, we had eHarmony, all websites geared towards adults. And in 2011, 3% of people found love online. An American study done by the Pew Research Center in 2019 states that 3 in 10 adults have been on an online dating site or app. In total, 23% of Americans say they've gone on a date with someone they met on an online dating site, and 12% said they met their long term partner on a dating site or app. And that figure is only going to continue to grow based on the growth pattern that we've seen, especially since 2011. And I think this is a good time to bring up just how much the world has changed in terms of the LGBTQ community. In the past 10 to 15 years, gay marriage has been legalized in many states and provinces. The internet has always been a safe space for people who were struggling with their sexuality, and today it continues to be a safe space for like minded people. They can talk and share their stories, and this doesn't stop at dating apps. In 2019, gay, lesbian, or bisexual people have been the group who have flourished the most through online dating. Roughly half of the community has used dating apps, and 20% have been able to find their long term partners. And something notable here to add, too, is the likelihood of educated people, or people with a bachelor's degree, for example, are more likely to use the dating apps than people with just a high school diploma. So you're definitely not sacrificing the quality of education if that is what you're looking for. Although the number of people using apps drops to 19% for those over the age of 50, in comparison to 48% of 18 to 29-year-olds, as time goes on, those numbers will grow. As more people get closer to their 30s, the dating pool of face to face friends and mutuals will become thinner, leading people to the online world to meet someone in a similar situation. Now, it's not only for desperate and lonely people, and it's definitely not as superficial as people make it out to be. Something I have always struggled to understand is the argument about the superficial nature of online dating. Seeing a bunch of photos of people, reading their profiles, and deciding if their pictures interest you is a common practice online. But people are called shallow for participating in this, and I can't help but notice that the same thing happens in real life. Being approached by a person at a coffee shop or a bookstore is more likely to happen when that person thinks you're attractive. It's just human nature. The same human nature designed the apps, which work quite well. So if the apps and sites are superficial, maybe it's because humans are superficial and people complaining that the online world is superficial because being faced with that reality can be a little confronting. Techwalla states that online dating is actually less superficial because you get more factors on the first impression, such as age, career, interests, maybe some jokes, maybe a favorite song to go off of instead of just looks, like traditional dating. The way I see it, people who message you on a dating app have your consent to start a conversation. In real life, starting a conversation with a stranger is risky since you have no idea if they are single, and being approached by a stranger is rarely welcomed in this day and age. This safe zone of the online world is probably why the industry was worth around $3 billion as of 2019. An interesting statistic I want to share with you is that people who met online get into marriage or long term commitment faster than people who meet in real life. According to Michael Rosenfield, a sociologist at Stanford, real life relationships agree to start to commit on average at the 10-year mark, while people who met online are averaging at the 4-year mark. I think people are getting married faster in online dating relationships because people going on the apps know what they're looking for and they aren't afraid to be open about it. And deciding not to pursue someone when those red flags arise is much easier when you know there is such a large pool of people to choose from. Narrowing down your options and knowing what you want is healthy. Opening yourself up to people you have never crossed paths with in your day-to-day life is in a consensually, mutually agreed upon way is one of the beauties of online dating. Now, participating safely. One of the biggest concerns when it comes to online dating is being safe, of course. And I cannot stress this enough. The importance of participating safely in online dating is just so important. One of the most common concerns about online dating is being catfished. And that is when the person you are talking to is using a fake profile and is completely different in reality. In these cases, my advice and the advice of rain.com is to meet up with the person as soon as possible. Having a relationship that only exists online is not the point of online dating. Online dating is used to expand the number of people you get to meet. Another safety issue is somebody scamming you. To this I say, never give strangers on the internet money or any bank information. Didn't your parents teach you anything about the dangers of the internet? Finally, I want to address the romantic side of online dating. A lot of people who have not tried online dating believe it isn't as romantic since there are no games, no chase, and no time to build a long lasting love. And I disagree with this point of view. Once you're in a loving relationship, it doesn't really matter how you met, does it? In regards to games and chase, I have a feeling that people who write this kind of stuff have never been in a relationship that they have met the person online, and they're only speaking from a judgmental point of view. People online aren't any less human than those you met through a mutual friend. And in the end, the most romantic thing that can happen in a relationship is to fall in love, which is possible with anybody you meet anywhere. In conclusion, meeting people online is a great way to start a relationship, and it doesn't make a relationship any less legit if you met on Tinder. There's always more to a person than their first impression, whether that comes from an in person meetup or an online dating profile. Online dating is a great way to meet new people, expand the dating pool, and get you closer to finding that perfect person. So if you're single and ready to mingle, what are you waiting for? And here are my references. Thank you very much.